Well, hello. Today we're gonna replace the batteries in a APC UPS battery backup server or rack mount. The batteries are bad in this unit. This is a 3000 volt amp server backup. Got a little door on this side that you take two screws out here and here, and it slides to the left. The door opens up. I got one battery pack slid out. Got 96 volt batteries. Got a little handle. You just grab and you pull outward. These things are heavy. Forget what they weigh. 40 pounds, something like that. But you slide it out, and they're pretty long, really long, about 24 inches deep. Anyhow, you just grab the thing and keep pulling and keep pulling and keep pulling. See if I can do it one-handed here. Well, has two of these bad boys. You just pull it out. We're going to do one at a time, even though I have both of them out here. See if we can do this. Find somewhere to set this camera down, maybe, so we can video it. Don't have a tripod. So anyway, they have two screws in the back over here that we're going to remove. I have removed two out of the other one. Getting ahead of the game. But each one of these packs have 8 batteries in it. Eight 12 volt batteries, 5 amp hour batteries. And the top, this whole top section slides towards the front, towards the connector to slides off. Let's see if we can hold that and just give it a bump. There you go. And it just slid forward. It's got little hooks along the side here that holds the metal lid on. And you grab it and work the lid off. Let's set that off to the side. Each battery, we'll do one at a time here. Battery has a plastic cover over the terminals. On each side, we'll just pull those up. I'm going to see if I got somewhere. These are new batteries. I got new batteries laid out, unpacked already. Let's see if I can find somewhere to set this camera down. See if we can get us a viewing angle here. Maybe. Let me slide these batteries this way, out of the view of the camera. Lose our screws. There we go. Maybe you can see what I'm working on here. There we go. I mean, pretty simple. That battery pack opened up. Pay attention to what direction the batteries are. I have to just separate the batteries. So according to how tight they are, or if any of them has swelled up. I can tell these. Some of them have swelled, I can tell already. So unhook the terminals. There we go. Let's leave that one hanging there. Now, some of these things are on there pretty snug. I have to separate these. Let's get a battery out here. You can see what I'm doing. Pull this wire out. Maybe that'll give us a little play in the room. There we go. Get one out. For the time being, I'm just going to set them right up here so I can keep the orientation correct. Now, I can split these apart. Maybe the terminals will come loose easier. There we go. Leave the terminal on there just like that so we know what's going on. Be a pretty simple process. I said that terminal didn't want to come off because it's mounted in the bracket there, or the housing should I say. There we go. Perfect, look at that. Like we got a spacer goes in between the batteries here in the center. We don't want to misconfigure that. Let's go ahead and get them all out to start with. I'm gonna do this last wire. We know where it goes. All right. We're making pretty quick progress here. Something like that. Battery up here. Another spacer. Maybe they all have spacers. Yep, they're stuck to the battery. So we do have spacers in between each battery, it looks like. Let's put them off to the side here. Let's knock these off. Our batteries are secured. Good. Like that. This battery's wanting to be cantankerous. He's in there. Just trying to work it all with the case. There we go. Screwdriver down here now. Aha. That battery is evidently swollen. Alright. Case looks pretty clean. The positives on this corner for the first battery. So I'm gonna grab a battery, pull these terminals, get them out of our way. Got the first battery in, bump it over there, get our spacer, drop it in. Our next battery. Pull off little terminal protectors. Positive goes this direction. Make sure the spacer not fell over or didn't. I have noticed a problem. These batteries have a different size terminal, a little bit smaller. That's a bummer. Anyway, the battery here faces the other direction. So let's get the spacer in there. Spacer. And that would go between 1, 2, 3. Go between those two batteries. I'm just going to put these in place for time being. I can modify, make new jumpers here. Let's see, let me put that up there so I don't confuse myself. Put another spacer. Another battery. Looks like they're all back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Alright. Another spacer. Battery. Now I think we need to start at the other end, towards the middle. That battery goes down there. There we go. Spacer. Another battery. No spacer. Battery. Spacer. One more battery. So there is not a battery in between every one. So the second one here did not have a back spacer. Pull that spacer out. Put it in the middle. There, drop the spacer in that one. I'm dropping the spacer in the middle. sure we don't have any extra spacers we've left out. And we're good. Alright, wire drops down in the middle. Get rid of all these batteries. 1, 2, 3. Fourth battery. 1, 2, 3, fourth battery. Goes to the end. Nothing jumps in between there. Da, 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 da. Save these batteries for recycling. That goes in there. That jumps across there. Alright. That one jumps on there. Da-da-da-da. Positive. Jumps to there. Jumps over to here. We're missing a jumper already. Jumps there. Over to here. Over to here. Over to here. Over to here. All the way back down. How do we lose a jumper that quick? Make sure you save your batteries, carry them to your local recycler. There's the jumper. Yeah, that's way too loose. And why they did that, I guess you could say I ordered the wrong batteries. Got the wrong terminals. They did have 2 different terminals on these type batteries. I got the one with the smaller terminals, thinking I ordered the ones with the larger. So I'm going to have to do some modifications on the terminals here. No big deal. Break out the soldering iron and go to town. Let's see what we got here. Always got to be something. Solder make a better connection anywho. Alright, I've got the soldering iron. I'm going to get me a power cord here. Got the old Weller. I'll make some quick work of this. I guess I need to get some wire strip there. The wire strip there, it's all right. Make some quick work of this. Alright, this wire, I'm thinking it's not going to be long enough if we cut it and strip it. As this right here, we cut that in. There we go. There we go. Pretty good sized wire. Perfect. That wire will work for down here. And this wire is longer. We can make it work for over here. Let me get some wire cutters. Always got to be a snag somewhere. So we're gonna unsnaggle it. That ain't nothing. Nothing but a thing. Have to solder the connections once every 4 or 5 years when you have to replace the batteries. No big deal. So let's temp the wire. Perfect. Hot. Make it hot. Make it hot. Short wires do get hot quick. Wow, hot. Alright, may have to try something different on that. Alright, we're going to temp the terminal real quick. Perfect, man. We're gonna jump. How do we want to do this? Let's do it like that. Yeah, on there just that way. Bingo. And we're gonna bend this one like up and around. Act like a flexible bus bar. Bingo, bingo. Do this a couple more times. And this is like a number 12 wire. For 5 amp batteries, that's pretty impressive. Let's see if we can do something a little different here. There we go, that works. These got a better connection doing this anyway than with the side-on terminals. So you won't have any hot joints. Bingo. Oh yeah, we're gonna like this better. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Oh. Hot tamales. Now the short one needs to go over here. We need to bend this up just a touch so it can go in our little channel without causing any shorties. Get all the short ones first. Make sure we got everything's gonna reach everything. We're having to move some wires around. No big deal. Alright. So we know we need a short one here. Up, over, and back down. Making us a flexible joint here. Flexible bus bar. There you go. Cha-ching, cha-ching. There it is, there it is. Alright, what do we need here? We need a long one for over here. Got a long one there. Short, short. I think the rest of them's going to reach. don't know what this one is. Resistors. Curiosity. Let's see what we have in here. Got a fuse. All right. We're getting close. Making progress. Gonna have a much better connection. Just take a little more time. What's that? Solder fluid. A little bit more on that one. A little more solder in the wire. There we go. Perfect. Just like that. And next time around it'll be much easier, because all the wires will be tinted and ready to go. Clip, 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 clip. Working our way right on down the battery here. Hot wire, hot wire. Alright, we're making progress. Stick down in there. Saw the blobs coming off. That's it. Oh yeah, they left just enough wire on this thing. Since we got fuses, let me go in there to the workbench and check these real quick. The fuse. The fuse is checked. Good. Good, good, good. We're getting close to getting down to the last few connectors. Still don't know what we need to do with the our supply person to order these batteries. Ordered them with the wrong connectors on them. What was he thinking? Did research. Thought we ordered the right ones. It was like T1s and T2s. Guess we got the T2 and T1s mixed up. But we definitely received the wrong ones. That's what it was. Sent the wrong ones. We ordered the right ones, we just got the wrong ones. That was it. There's no way we ordered the wrong terminals on the batteries. After all the researching we did. Look at that, perfect connector. Perfection, 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 I say. Just took an extra 10 minutes or so. But we got a better connection this way. We're not going to have any leaky connectors getting hot. Causing any havoc on the system. Gotta make the system last the extra 2 years. The battery is gonna go, oh yeah. Even less resistance. We're gonna last longer. We have real connections. I have no slide on spade connectors. We didn't want that anyway. We didn't want no stinking slide on terminal connectors. That's for sissies. One more wire. We'll be able to assemble one battery. Let's see if we can make this wire reach. If not, we may have to modify one here. Don't know if that's going to be long enough for us. But we got enough wire down here to play with. Nope. Alright, we're going to pull that one out at the strain relief. And get us a little more wiggle room here. As she said, need more wiggle room. That's it. How much do we need? Should be plenty right there. More than plenty. together. Perfect. There it went, soaked right into the wire. I believe we're good to go. Put our covers back on the wires. Everything back in the center. Like we want them. And if you see the little ears, they fit little spaces here in the case. So we line all those up. In the cantankerous case, yep, gotta get all 8 of them lined up just right. There we go. Make sure none of them jumping the cogs. Aha, there we go. All nice and level, all of them where they're supposed to be. Bump it back forward. Lines up here. And put your 2 screws back in the back of the case. And you could always check your battery voltage on your amp and all connector, just to verify that we have 96 volt up there. Eight times 12. Which I did not check each battery. Trying to get ahead of myself, I'm assuming. Ow. And I'm going to put a date. Write me a date on here. This is July the 12th, 13th, something like that. Just put July 15th. July 2025 is close enough. So we know when these batteries were replaced. Let's grab a voltmeter. Look at there. 103 volt. DC. If you can see that. 103.2. So I'm going to say we did a good job. Do that one more time on the second battery. Our terminal folds down just like that when it plugs in. I'll see if I can pick this up and hold the camera. Slide one in the hole. Yeah. Don't know. These things are heavy. Yeah. Do it like this, maybe. Alright. Well, there it goes. There it goes. Sliding in the hole. Get the camera operator here. There we go. Slides it in. There goes our plug. Slides in the hole. Power plugs in. I don't know if these will operate off one battery or not. What the test button does. It does not test it. It does not work off one battery. It will not power on. So, let me do a second battery, but that's how you do one battery. So I'm not going to bore you with a second one. But this power supply, backup, UPS. That's two batteries like that. So I'll build a second one, throw it in here. It puts out like 208 volt. I don't know if anybody's familiar with these things, but the back side here, it puts out 208 volt into a big transformer apparatus, this top shelf here. It comes out down here. 24 amp, forget how many volt. That's odd. Odd voltage. Output. Anyway, 3000 watt kV. 15 amp, 200, 208. Anyway, it comes out of the UPS unit, and you have to have one of these big transformer things. That's another big heavy. It goes into that, and then once it goes into that, you get your profit voltage coming out of these receptacles. It's down here. I forget which one of these you plug into output. Anyway, let me go build a second battery, and then we'll see if we can power this thing up and see if we are successful in reviving this and getting it to work again. So this is Daniel and Lovey. We'll be back with a power up. So let's take a break and grab a drink. We'll be back in a momento. Alright, here is the second battery. Got a connector. The wiring is done. All 8 new batteries have been installed. I just need to put the protective coverings back on everything. Cover back on everything and put the lid back on her. If we put the screws back in it. These batteries was in a lot worse shape than the first batteries. These are really swelled up for some reason. No idea, but get the last screws in it. Yep, there we go. See what we're working on here. Last screw in that battery pack. Let's put the voltmeter on it real quick. Can I operate the camera in this all at the same time? There we go. Yep, got a glare. 103.3. I think the other one's 103.2, I believe. It might have been 103.3. It's 103. Anyway, perfect. See if we can slide this one in the hole. And see if this thing will power up, hopefully. These things are heavy. 40 pound battery. 80 pound worth of batteries in this battery. Back up. Alright, let's see. How's this thing on being cantankerous here? There we go. It's sliding in. And your connector just slides right in the center there. There we go. And it just plugs in. Nice. Yeah. Guess that would fold down maybe. I don't know if that's supposed to go down. I think it up top there. There we go, like that. And then that slides, to get it right, slides towards the right. I'll take both my hands. To get that to go in the right. There we go. Hey, look at her. The test button. Something is working. So it's looking promising. Turns on, off. I guess that's an on button. Nope. have to hook the transformer up on the back. Oh, there we go. Look at there. Lights are on. Remind you, this thing has no AC power going into it. It is not plugged into the power. So most excellent. Maybe we have resolved the problem. Alright, this is Daniel and Lovey. Maybe we got us a power supply for something. Not the power button to turn it off. Since we're fixing to go on a trip for several months, I think I will unplug these. There's no sense to be using them. So good deal. A project for me when I get back. If you made it this far through the video, please subscribe and like. And if you would, make a comment. Tell me what you think. These batteries out of this thing was really distorted. They were swelled up. In bad shape, every one of them. I guess that's what happens when they get age, or they age out, or whatever happened to them. Anyway, if you know what happened to these things and see how they've swelled up, leave a comment below. Let us know. This is Daniel and Lovey. We'll catch you on the next one. Maybe you got some value out of this video. We'll talk to you later on.